people be getting too upset when music is different. But
Yeah.
music is supposed to be different.
It's supposed to be.
Like if you want to listen to the same musician, whatever your genre of music is,
Right.
listen to the same musician. Like you don't gotta listen to nobody else if you don't want
If
to.
you don't want to, you can't.
But
You
like-
don't sit there. Oh, he sucks because it don't
Yeah.
sound like the shit you've been listening to. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I mean,
I get upset when like when it comes to musicians where like certain people don't get credited. You know, people talk about like Lil Dicky, for example, who is very much like a comedy rapper, and he every single thing he says is a punchline, but no one can convince me that he's not a legit lyricist. Like, listen to him,
right.
you know, like he's good, you know, and like yeah, I mean, you got guys like Action Bronson who, on occasion, like almost every one of his tracks, he throws in like a little Easter egg of like his knowledge as a chef.
Yeah.
And it's like it
Eating
might
lamb.
sound ridiculous, but it works. Like I like it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's like he's different. You know, he doesn't have
But
to.
that's him though.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's the main thing. Like
Right.
the important thing is that you're telling your story in the only way you know how.
Right.
And why not make it as accurate as possible?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If Lil Dicky came out talking about how he was a gangbanger, yeah, he would probably get laughed off the
you
streets.
looking at him like, what?
Yeah. So he's gonna come out and make a comedy song about how small his dick is, and people love him for it.
Right.
Like I don't knock him because of who he is. Like
Right.
you know, and to hear these kind of background stories as to how they got into their positions.
Yeah.
You know, again with Action Bronson, who was a chef, who was injured and just decided to become a rapper so he could pay his bills, and it worked out for him.
Yeah.
You know, where you had Lil Dicky who tried his ass off to be a comedian and he failed. So he was like, I'm just gonna be a musician who does comedy,
Right.
and it's working for him. Like I love to hear the backstories of the people who got there and be like, okay, well now it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't be mad at someone
Like I said,
when they make their story work.
You stay in your lane, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
and if
I said,
someone's
you know,
interested,
a lot of these dudes, man, they making, like I said, like with the whole gangbanging thing.
Yeah.
If you ain't really in it, and you just paying goons to be around you for protection, don't act like you that dude, because they gonna check you. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen it, you know, with some of your favorite rappers get checked. You know what I'm saying? And
it happens.
and the result is you either gonna ignore them, or you gonna turn around, you gonna walk away.
I mean, no matter what it is you do, you know what I'm saying? The moment you start bullshitting about where you came from,
Yeah.
people are going to catch you after a while.
Mhm.
You know, especially if you're trying to put yourself out there in the public. You know?
Right.
The moment we started recording footage for the first Taco Homies video,
Mhm.
for me it was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Anytime I mention while I'm being recorded what I've been up to, I've got to make sure it's accurate. Because I never want to be the type of person where people are calling me off or, you know, doing something like that. Like, sometimes you got to think to yourself, like, am I saying this correctly? Because you don't want to say the wrong thing, make it sound like something different.
Right.
And then you sound stupid or you become uncredited. You know, and specifically because you're talking about hip-hop, which is so emotional. You know, you're talking about a genre that was based off of people who were depressed, who were poor, who were struggling and didn't know nothing but how to make a beat and became musicians because of that. And people exploit it and say this, that. Like, I believe in my heart that DMX might have been a banger at one point in time. I believe in my heart that Sticky Fingers might have been a banger someday. Like, listening to him talk in their interviews, listening to how humble they've become since.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I believe it. I can't say I've witnessed it or that I've seen it, but I believe it.
All right.
And the moment, you know, these guys become discredited, I mean, for a minute there, it was like, I never really listened to none of that Tekashi 6ix9ine dude. I never listened to none of his shit.
Fuck with that dude.
I don't really listen to that genre of music.
No.
But it's like, oh, he's really getting caught up in some shit. Like, he really is a gangster. But then he started snitching.
Right.
And it's like, oh, man.
That's what I'm
like,
saying, you know.
For a minute, the hood kind of respected him. And it was like, he ruined that himself.
Right. I mean, was he active in a lot of that shit? Yeah.
He probably was.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, now the heat is on.
Yeah.
They throwing, you know, wide receiver numbers at you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he got to talking. You know, so all his gangster and all that shit. You know.
And now it's down the drain.
Mhm.
And now it's like it doesn't matter if you like his music or not. Like he discredited himself
Right.
when he decided to go down that route.
And there's people out there like, oh, you know, blah blah blah, and that's the climate right now. It's like
Yeah.
snitching. Who cares? Nah, nah. Fuck that.
I mean, for me, it's like I never put myself in a position where shit gets that bad, where
Hell no.
snitching is ever an option. Even
Right.
like if you can't be the person to keep your mouth shut, don't get your hands dirty.
Right.
You know, it's that simple. Like
Yeah.
you know, shit.
You know, another young dummy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. It's
You know, but as we saying about the music, like originality. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah.
let's take a time like we'll take like the mid '90s for instance, right?
Yeah.
And you had let's say Biggie, you had Nas, you had Jay-Z. Now these are just on the East Coast, and none of them sound alike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Boot Camp Click, you know, sound alike. Wu-Tang Clan don't sound alike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You go to the West Coast, Snoop, Ice-T, Q, Dre, Too Short, E40. None of them dudes sound alike.
Yeah.
You know? In the Midwest, Bone, Brat, Common. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
None of them sound alike. Now,
And you can,
everybody sounds alike.
and everything was so distinct. Like
Everything right. You knew who was who.
you knew who was who.
You knew what song was what.
Brand new track popping out, and as soon as you heard the voice, you knew who it was.
And now, I couldn't tell you, you know, and I'm not discrediting none of these artists because a lot of them are following suit from these record labels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And don't say you ain't, because I know. Because, you know, I've heard you talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, some of these dudes talk very, you know, eloquently or intelligent.
Oh, yeah.
But on their records, you can't even understand a word they say. And it's all bullshit.
And what you say is so important.
Yeah.
And I
I
think-
mean, that's the thing. If you ain't saying that, how can you sing along with a song you don't even know what the motherfucker's saying? You know, I remember one time I'm cutting Young Cat's hair, right? He's like, yo, homeboy goes hard. I ain't gonna say no names. And he's like, yeah, you know, giving him all this praise. I said, what is he saying? You know what the kid said to me? I don't know. I'm thinking to myself, how the hell can you even like something that you don't even know what they say?
I mean, I can't lie. I used to listen to Sean Paul when I was younger, all the
Oh,
time.
well, what's up? Well, that's, I mean, that's a genre.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah.
that's reggae. That's a genre. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the-
What I'm talking about is this dude's, you know, rapping supposedly, and you know, you can't understand nothing. He's mumbling. Why? You can do you mumble to your mama when you ask for something?
Yeah. Exactly. And it's like I remember when Twista first came out, he was so quick, and that was his gimmick. Was like he was such a quick rapper, but if you listen, you can still understand
every
words.
single
Yeah.
word.
Like if you slow it down, it sounds like he's having a conversation.
He's on this joint right now, on Diamond D's album, right? And he's killing that shit. And it's like you understand every single word.
Yeah, you can hear him. You can actually hear him. If there's not a
Right.
bunch of people jumping around and dancing in the background, and you actually listen to the song,
Yeah,
you understand what he's saying.
right.
You might not be able to repeat it.
Right, that's the thing.
'Cause
You might not be able to say it as fast as he
That's
is.
a talent. That's an actual physical, natural talent.
Dude was
to
in
be
the
able to
Guinness Book of World Records.
talk that fast. Like
You
just
know?
to be able to speak that fast in general is
Yeah,
impressive.
yeah,
To match it up with a rap beat is fucking phenomenal.
right.
Like that it's amazing.
You know, Twista's that dude, man.
Yeah, and it's like, but yeah, I always said like, you know, where you know, old folks be like, man, what's he saying? I could actually tell him like, this is what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Man, sometimes some of these rappers, sometimes, man, they just like, how do you connect with the audience when the audience don't know what you're talking about?
Right, but that's the climate, though. Like I said, once again, that's the climate. It's like anybody, a lot of people jump on anything that's hot.
Yeah.
Now, hot doesn't necessarily mean the shit is dope. Hot means it's popular.
Yeah.
Don't get the two
Yeah.
confused.
Yeah.
Okay? Oh, that's a hot song. That song's hot. Yeah, it's hot now.
Yeah.
You know? That's the difference.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's the difference between a song that's cool for summer
Right.
versus the song that's
The
going
song
to be,
that's going to play in
it's
10
gonna,
summers.
It's going to last a lifetime.
You know what I mean? You can put it on in 10 years
Yeah.
at a party and it's still bang. You know? Are a lot of these dudes going to get played in 10 years? Are you going to be like, oh man, play that one joint? Or are you going to be a trivia question? You know what I'm saying?
And some of it really is timeless.
Yeah, there's a lot.
You know, hip hop being a genre that's only been around for like 30, 40 years has a lot of music that is like the good stuff never gets old. And
No, never.
And every genre has those songs that
Right.
you know it never gets old.
I mean, this hip hop thing been since the mid '70s, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it just
You know,
a lot of it.
compared to a lot of these other musical genres that have been around for hundreds of years,
Right.
or the ones that have been around since before that.
Right.
You know, that's why like hip hop is still relatively new. You know.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah,
To be
I mean,
quite honest. I
yeah.
mean, it's over 40 years old. But,
yeah, but
you know.
you know,
I mean, hip hop is like, it started out pretty much talking shit.
yeah,
Like, you had your Muhammad Ali's
talking shit behind
in
the
rhyme
beats and
form.
shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, from playing the dozens, from people don't know what the dozens is. The dozens is, we're going back and forth like cracking on each other,
Yeah.
Let me give you an example, your mama's so fat, she always in the kitchen, eating all the hog maws and all the chitlins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then another dude comes back, your daddy over there with the nappy ass hair, but how you see your daddy because he was never there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That type of shit.
Yeah.
That's how it really, and you put it to beat.
Yeah, and it sounds good. It's got rhythm, and it's
Right.
got personality and soul and all that good
Right.
shit.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, it's
From all them groups, the Cold Crush Brothers, the
to be able
Crash
to
Crew,
introduce,
and
I love
Grandmaster Flash and them,
I love being in situations where I find guys that are younger, especially the grown men nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
who didn't listen to Wu-Tang Clan or Nas or any of the people I loved listening to growing up,
Mhm.
and to like play a song that could be a brand new song coming out in 2019, but this shit came out in like 2001
Right.
or 1998,
Right.
and it's like they're like, who's that? When did that shit come out? I'm like, dude, this shit's almost 20 years old.
Yeah.
But that's what I'll listen to. You know, what I love walking down a hallway, reciting rap lyrics. You know, as much as I admit that like I'm not in love with it as much as you are. It's still my favorite genre of music.
Right.
So yeah, like if I got something stuck in my head, like I might catch myself saying it out loud. You know, and then I'll play the song later on, and people will be like, "Oh, that's the song you were singing earlier." You know, who sings that? And like I said, most of the time it's like Method Man and Redman from 2003 or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, I mean a lot of the music you could play Common any day of the week,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes with whatever you could be doing. And it's 2019, and I don't know. I haven't really heard him release anything new, but he doesn't have to. He's doing other things, but I still love listening to his music, and type of stuff that women can get busy to, start dancing to, have fun to,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff that's somewhat even work friendly, and yeah, people are like, wow, where did that come from? Like, where's that? And, listening to some of the stuff he did with Kanye, it really is stuff that could be released right now, brand new music, and it would be popping in clubs everywhere. But it's not, it's from the early 2000s, and I always like that. I like to surprise people with stuff like that. Like, is that new? No, it's not.
Right.
But this is what I love listening to, and there's so much of it that sometimes I'll be like, oh man, I haven't heard this song in years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Common, he's got an album coming out actually.
Does he?
Yeah. Let Love it's called. I think he wrote a book, You know, I'm a Common fan, and I don't even know this. I'm sorry. I think he wrote a book, Let Love something, but he dumbed it down to Let Love. I heard 2 of the songs. He has the part 2 to I Used to Love Her. It's called Her Love, which is hot as hell.
Yeah.
It's a Jay Dilla beat. Rest in peace, Jay Dilla, the older beat. And the song called Hercules. You got to see the video. It's hilarious, man. It's hilarious, and it's hard too. You got Swiss beats on it. But yeah, he's always working. He's one that never really He's never not been consistent. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's every couple years. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they got an album coming out now.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the best part.
And I'm gonna be honest. I never thought Common would be where he's at now with the acting and all that.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah.
I remember when I stole it, bought quotations his first single, "Take It Easy." I seen the video and I took the bus up to the mall and I let's just say I borrowed it, never brought it back. But yeah, and to see him, all these movies.
You immediately hear the sirens.
Sirens in the back. They looking for me from like over 20 years ago, y'all. Give me that Take It Easy single. It's a maxi single on cassette, too.
We finally heard him admit some shit.
They was there immediately, right? Got his black ass.